After nearly 10 years of loyal service, my little bench grinder bowed out with a bit of fireworks and a loud bang. Frankly, it's something of a minor miracle that the thing with its bargain bin motor and bearings managed to endure almost a decade of my tender loving care. Read relentless abuse. But alas, its time has come. The autopsy left little room for doubt. The entire motor is caked in black carbon dust. One of the carbon brushes has completely vanished, and the bridge rectifier, while no longer rectifying much, has become remarkably proficient at creating short circuits. Really, the only part worth salvaging is the diamond grinding disc. Farewell, dear little machine. While I prefer to handle the more delicate grinding jobs with my tiny tool grinder, nothing quite matches the sheer convenience of a no-nonsense grinder like this one. Shaving a millimeter off a shaft here, putting a point on something there, fixing that snap screwdriver, tidying up a blade, softening a sharp edge, trimming a protrusion. So many quick little jobs cry out for a tool just like it. Time to build a new one. And since I've been toying with the idea of doing some surface grinding, mostly for cosmetic purposes, let's see if I can come up with a hybrid solution. Right then, let me start by listing out what I actually want, since that will inevitably end up being the main inspiration for the design. My tiny tool grinder already satisfies my diamond wheel needs, so this time I'm free to make some different choices. A belt grinder seems the most versatile option. The belts themselves are inexpensive, widely available in all sorts of varieties, and quick to swap out. I won't be grinding any Viking swords or claymores, not even a tiny dagger. That sort of thing is better left to the many brave knights and their trusty blacksmiths. I've no need for a hollow grind either. Flat grinding, properly flat, that's what I'm after. And as mentioned, I absolutely don't have the space, or the budget, or the fireproof walls for one of those enormous, borderline criminally expensive industrial belt grinders that joyfully throw sparks across the room like it's bonfire night. The new machine needs to be compact, no more than 20 by 20 centimeters of bench space, and let's say 30 centimeters high max. It has to be precise and very stable. I'd like fine feed control on the Y-axis and a longer X-axis bed that can glide smoothly back and forth. Lock the saddle in place, and there is a rock-solid common tabletop grinder. Release the axes, throw in a magnetic angle guide, and it becomes a vertical surface grinder. The belt speed should be variable, something in the 20 to 100 km/h range. And I'd like a bit of grunt in the motor, say around 500 watts. Because let's be honest, this machine too is going to receive lots of that tender loving care. Given the limited footprint that calls for a modestly sized drive wheel and a suitable motor to achieve the desired belt speeds, that motor's already on order. Fingers crossed it shows up soon. It's a brushless, 550-watt unit with an external driver. The speed range goes from a leisurely 200 RPM all the way up to a rather excitable 7,000 RPM. Given the space constraints, the drive wheel can be no larger than 100 mm in diameter. That should translate into grinding speeds ranging from a gentle afternoon stroll at 4 km/h to something that might earn me a hefty speeding fine. Over the course of the upcoming videos, this initial and still very rough sketch will be further refined and detailed. Only once the motor and the sheet material have arrived can I begin construction of the supporting structure. For now, I'm starting with the 3 steel wheels. I have 2 thick hard rubber discs, which, once glued together, can form an excellent running surface for the drive wheel. But first, I need to remove a core so I can later glue in the steel hub. For that, I need a small trepanning tool. Using my tiny tool grinder, I grind one from a broken tungsten carbide cutter. The rest of the footage shows the initial machining of the wheels and the clamping and tilting mechanism for the idler wheel. I think the images speak for themselves, so I'll give my boring mouth a break. Enjoy the music. This is always one of my favorite things to do, using old junk, string, tape, and glue to build a 3D mock-up of what I want to create. It really helps to get a feel for the final shape, proportions, and dimensions, and it often leads to new ideas as well. The only danger is sneezing at this stage. One good blast and the whole thing collapses. And that's it for now. It may not look like much yet, but what you don't see is all the brain work that's gone into it. Next time, I hope to start building the frame, and maybe even give the sander a little test run. See you then, and thanks for watching.